Alright, so today's just a day for getting things done. It's pretty nice out. This morning we got the engine for Jack Black, the 454, dropped off at McEldowney's Performance to get it dynoed and tuned and everything. I'm not sure when that video is going to be out. It might have been out by now, or it might be the next video. Again, I don't know. It depends on how quickly we get done there and what I can get filmed. So today, I think what I'm going to do is finally get this engine pulled out and get it all cleaned up, get the other oil pan on it, figure out exactly where I want the turbo drain to be, which will probably end up being somewhere in this area. That looks like probably the best spot. I do believe I still have the battery disconnected, so that's good. So yeah, it's just gonna be torque converter, motor plate, bell housing bolts, starter, and then that thing can pretty much come out and we can get everything swapped over, get the bung welded in for the turbo drain, and then get back to actually starting to put this thing together instead of taking it apart. So I'm going to get started on that real quick. Alright, the 6-liter is out, and man, that was a little bit of a fight. It did not want to let go of that transmission, or the transmission didn't want to let go of it, whatever way you want to say it. But we do have to put a normal oil pressure sensor in here. This just goes to the gauge, but I want the Holly to be able to read it, so probably do something else with that. And then, obviously, we're going to change the pan. I don't know if I want to take the time to put a different front cover on it, since I'm not going to be putting the drain here. I'm going to be putting the drain in the pan. The drain will probably end up being like in this neighborhood. It'll be real easy to get to, and then I can just do a straight fitting out of the turbo into a 90 right here. Should be kosher. And I shouldn't really have to worry about fitment anywhere, because Scott was pretty good about a little bit of forethought as far as everything there goes. So I'm gonna pull the pan off and we'll start putting the new one on. This is much easier to do when it's upside down. Alright, pan is on. It's looking good too. I mean, I don't know what I expected it to look like, but it looks good. So here's the setup. I'm probably just gonna punch a hole and weld it right there and call that good. I was thinking about putting it on this angled piece to help with a little bit of flow, but I don't think that'll make much of a difference versus right here. I initially wanted to have something at the front here, but to be honest, I don't know if I could weld that close inside this lip here, or you know, like that maybe. I mean, right there's probably the spot, but yeah, I just don't know if I'm a competent enough welder to get it in there. So probably end up just putting it right there, because looking at how this one was, that would be right in here, which there's definitely plenty of room there. I was thinking about test fitting the engine in there with the pan to see how everything looks, which I might still do. I should probably, just to be safe, test fit the engine in there with the pan and see exactly where everything wants to be. That way, just in case there's any sort of fitment issue, hopefully I'll notice it and we can fix it before actually drilling through the pan, obviously. So yeah, I'm gonna move all this stuff out of the way and we'll set the engine back in there and see how it is. All right, got the engine sitting real close to where it's gonna be. Height's there, just needs to go back, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch or so. And you can see, because the header comes right through here. Everything underneath this is super clear because it's the truck manifold. There's plenty of room down there. So I think that's where I'm going to weld it. So now I just got to pull the engine back out, mark the pan, yank the pan off. We'll get it drilled, get it welded up real quick. And I don't know if we're going to set the engine back in just yet, because I kind of want to get a different converter for the car. Like I mentioned a couple videos back, I talked to Dusty from PTC. The one that he thinks would be best for this car is about $1,200. That's about $1,100 more than I want to spend right now. Someone in the comments suggested a TSI converter, and I actually have a TSI converter in the RX-7 that I got from Scott, who welded up the hot side of the turbo, and who went back through and fixed a bunch of the problems with the wiring on the car. They have what they call a street converter that's rated for 850 horsepower. I do plan on making a little bit more than that, but not much. So I'm hoping it'll be okay, just because my wallet is getting tapped out. Race cars are expensive. So like I said, we probably won't get the engine back in here today, just because I want to do a little bit more thinking on if I want to just run this converter for a while and see how bad it blows through it, because I expect it to, or just pony up and spend the money on a converter and cry about it later. Regardless, this day is running long, so let me get this thing pulled out of here and weld it up and and it turned out pretty decent. I screwed up quite a bit up here, but the rest of them are, you know, not bad. I undercut it a little bit, but at least I know that it's on there and it shouldn't leak. That's one thing I'm pissed at myself about with this, is I used like a bulkhead fitting and it weeps. So it like builds up a bunch of drips and then it all drips at once and it looks like ass. So that's why I decided to do it this way with this one. Actually weld it on and do it the right way. So yeah, it, for the most part, looks pretty good. So yeah, I think we're gonna call it here because I gotta clean all the metal shavings out of this and that's gonna take a while. So I'm just going to do that off camera and we'll probably just get the motor stabbed in some other time. So I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to go check out the Teespring store. First link in the description below. I do have some new merch out. Stickers are really good, so go check it out. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We'll see you next time.